welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ebony and I'm going to do a sit down video today, just giving a bit of a first trimester recap and pregnancy update. I'm currently pregnant with baby number 4. I am 19 weeks pregnant today and feeling very pregnant today. I'm super tired because my 2-year-old didn't sleep last night. But anyway, let's get into the video. So I thought I'd answer any preliminary questions. So obviously I'm 19 weeks exactly today, according to my app. My due date is the 20th of January 2022, which is actually 9 days before Eden, our 2-year-old's 3rd birthday. So they'll be pretty close together. In saying that though, I normally do go pretty early or earlier than my estimated due date. I've never made it past 39 weeks. So fingers crossed. I don't want a baby too close to Christmas. I mean, it's pretty close, but I don't want a baby too close to Christmas. Yeah, but then I don't want a baby too close to Eden's birthday. But anyway, it is what it is at this point. I'm hoping like maybe like the 14th of January. That would be perfect. 2 weeks after Christmas or 3 weeks after Christmas, but at least like a week and a bit in between his and Eden's birthday. So I am pregnant with a boy. I found that out at like about 12 weeks or 11 weeks after having the NIPT test done. And everything so far has come back pretty low risk. I feel like I should say from the outset at the moment that we are planning on having a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after C-section. But for me, it'll be a vaginal birth after 2 C-sections. If you haven't previously watched my other videos, which I'll leave a little bit of a link here, I do go into depth about a little bit of like why I'm wanting a VBAC and my past birth histories. So I use the Pregnancy Plus app on my phone, which I'm pretty sure is, yeah, it's Advent. And this is apparently what baby looks like now. 19 weeks. And he's bigger than my phone. It shows you the like actual size, and that's the actual size. So he's bigger than my phone now. It says he is 25.6 centimeters long and he weighs roughly 300 grams, which all my babies at birth have been exactly 3.4 kilos, give or take a few ounces. So Ruby and Eden were exactly 7 pounds and 8 ounces, and Archer was 7 pounds and 11 ounces. So I'm expecting this baby to be very similar. It says baby is the size of a mango. Oh, if it'll focus. In week 19, or a guinea pig. I feel like that's not focusing. The most of his development now is just gaining weight because he is like basically fully formed. Obviously things just have to mature, like his lungs. My placenta apparently has reached maximum thickness and is busy supplying nutrients and oxygen to the baby. Apparently my uterus is now above the belly button, which I feel like definitely, because I'm feeling sometimes kicks like around my belly button or above my belly button. But in terms of a bit of a first trimester recap, I had a lot of symptoms that made me definitely think that I was pregnant. The first pregnancy symptom that I had, and I know that it is a pregnancy symptom because I've had it in past pregnancies, was nightmares. And I mean like really vivid nightmares, gory nightmares, usually involving like death or injury. And yeah, that only ever happens when I'm pregnant, and thank God it's kind of stopped now. I'm still getting really vivid dreams, but not usually nightmares. So yeah, thank God that's calmed down. But I was getting that, I wrote in my notes, like I was getting that like 3 days past ovulation. So it must have been like the minute I felt pregnant and my hormone kicked in, I started having nightmares, and they were terrible. They would wake me up, and yeah, I was having them basically every single night for a good chunk of the first trimester. I remember feeling really full in my uterus before getting a positive pregnancy test too. And I'm pretty lucky in terms of nausea. I don't really get much. I mean, I get a little bit occasionally, but I haven't vomited once this pregnancy, which is amazing. I didn't really get morning sickness much with my other pregnancies either, so I'm really lucky in terms of that I don't get morning sickness. I think maybe if I did get really bad morning sickness, maybe I probably wouldn't want to have 4 children or go back for another 4th. One of my other earliest signs throughout the first trimester was breaking out. Like, this is after I got a positive pregnancy test. I would break out all over my chin, even on my cheeks, forehead. I have really dry skin, but I normally have really dry skin, so I don't know if that was a part of it. But yeah, terrible skin with like in the first trimester. Thankfully that's kind of cleared up, maybe now that my hormones aren't, you know, skyrocketing. But they say if you do have a bad breakout that you're more likely having a girl, which is definitely not true for me because obviously I'm having a boy, but my skin was terrible in the first trimester. I had pretty intense cramping basically 3 days after ovulation again, and that lasted nearly the full first trimester. I mean, I wasn't worried because I wasn't bleeding. It just felt like stretching and cramping and all of that type of thing. So yeah, I wasn't really worried about it, and I know that's pretty normal. I also have sciatica pain, especially if I sneeze. It is the most intense stabbing pain in like my hip area where there are ligaments, and I still will occasionally get it, but it was really, really bad for the first trimester. My gag reflex has been very intense. Like, I'm talking, I couldn't change Eden's nappy without gagging, which is definitely a pregnancy symptom because I was fine with dealing with pooey nappies before this. But yeah, gag reflex is really strong. Even brushing my teeth and tongue, and even the smell of Shane's wee the other day in the bathroom made me gag. So a lot, like I thought I was going to throw up. So that's been really, really intense. I definitely noticed a bump more quickly, and if you follow me on Instagram you would definitely see that. I think I was like 7 weeks, and I mean, it was probably more bloat because the baby wasn't big, but yeah, it was insane already what my body was doing. I mean, 4th time around, you probably expect that to kind of happen because your body already knows what to do, obviously. So yeah, I had a bump pretty early. I was pretty tired throughout my first trimester. I mean, I'm still tired. I'm feeling really tired today, but I definitely have more motivation in terms of getting things done around the house, and I wouldn't say uni work because I procrastinate a fair bit, but yeah, I definitely experienced a lot of tiredness in the first few weeks. Oh, and heartburn. I had a lot of heartburn in the first few weeks of the first trimester, which I thought was strange because like usually heartburn happens well, I thought when you're further along and the baby's a lot bigger and compressing all of your organs, but no, I was having extreme heartburn like probably 2 weeks after I got a pregnancy test, and still occasionally get it sometimes. Like this, I don't know what is happening, but I think I need water. One other symptom that I have that has been probably pretty persistent around like 14 weeks until now are headaches. They were really bad a few weeks ago, like around week 16. They were terrible, you know, and I've mentioned them to my doctor, GP, and I've also mentioned it to a midwife at the hospital. I called when I was having a really bad day with it. But yeah, they're not concerned. My blood pressure's been normal at all of my checkups. Yeah, I don't know what it's from, just hormones, which is weird because I've never, ever suffered with pregnancy headaches throughout all of my pregnancies. But for this, I don't know what reason, but yeah, I'm having pretty bad headaches and still get them. Like yesterday I had a really bad one. Today I seem okay. So just Panadol and water. I think that's another thing too. I've not been able to drink water or too much liquid without feeling sick, especially like coffee in the afternoon. If I don't have much in my stomach, it'll just make me nauseous straight away. So liquids, it has been pretty hard for me to consume, especially without food. So I've been struggling to like keep hydrated, which also doesn't help with headaches. That was the postman. And now I'm out of breath, which is another intense symptom that's been happening even this early. Like, I can't even walk up the stairs without like getting out of breath. I mean, it probably doesn't help that I don't exercise much, but it's definitely gotten worse since being pregnant. But one of my other big symptoms that I am having is increased appetite. It's a lot. Like, I've never had an increased appetite really. If anything, it's probably been the opposite, where I haven't really felt like eating. But this pregnancy, if I haven't eaten by like 10:30 in the morning, I'm extremely hungry, like hunger pains. It's painful. And like start getting like the shakes and lightheaded and things. It's not good. So I'm eating a lot more and a lot more regularly. In terms of weight gain, I think I've put on 3 kilos, maybe a little bit more now. That was at my last doctor's appointment, which was a few weeks ago. So it's not terrible, and I'm basically halfway. I would say I'm halfway for me anyway, because I don't go further than 39 weeks usually before going into labour. So yeah, 3 kilos is not that bad, I don't think. Boob soreness and already leaking colostrum started. So that's another big symptom that I've been having. And I mean, I have had a lot of pregnancy symptoms. Like, when you list all of those, that is a lot. But yeah, they're all pretty mild. Since the second trimester, my main symptoms are just the headaches. I've started having Braxton Hicks. So it kind of just went from like first trimester cramping straight into Braxton Hicks contractions, which, yeah, I didn't think they would start this early, but they started around like 16, 15 weeks. And just getting uncomfortable, like sore back, finding it hard to sleep, can't use my abdominal muscles. So like rolling over in bed, I already look like a whale. But yeah, they're probably my main symptoms. I have, in terms of other things to talk about, I have a midwife appointment next week, which I'm excited for because I have not yet had a midwife appointment. I've only seen an OB once. So yeah, I've got that, and then a week later I've got my 20-week scan, which I'll actually be like 21 weeks in a few days. But apart from that, there's not too much more to update, apart from maybe yeah, considering doing hypnobirthing, although I did have a phone consultation with a doula today, and now I'm weighing up between whether or not getting hypnobirthing or having a doula, because I feel like they both have their advantages in terms of having a calm birth and achieving a VBAC. So yeah, I kind of am more leaning towards having a doula this time, because I've never had one, not that I've done hypnobirthing, but there's a lot of free online resources for hypnobirthing that I feel like there's not a lot of online free resources for a doula, if you know what I mean. Like, they're physically present for the birth, they advocate for you, you know, help you in terms of support during labour. So I just feel like, yeah, the two things for me to weigh up, and they both cost the exact same amount of money, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I need to pick between one. Definitely think I am leaning more towards the doula, but anyway, I will keep you updated on that, and I'll try and vlog my 20-week scan and update you on that midwife appointment, and keep you in the loop, let you know how things go. Oh yeah, I think I'll do a belly shot, which, oh, it is pretty out there already. So I'm 19 weeks exactly today. My belly button has already popped, if you can see. I don't know how good that lighting is, but yeah, the belly button has popped already, and fully in maternity jeans. And finding it hard to find clothes that fit. So there we have it. I'm out of breath from standing up and doing a belly shot. Oh, this is a problem. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little pregnancy recap and update, and I will see you in the next video.